We're here with Michael Cohen from the class of 1972.
That's correct.
So to get us started, talk about what you're doing now.
Well, I'm the president of a nonprofit organization called Achieve. We work with states to set expectations for what students graduating from high school need to know and be able to do to be prepared for success after they graduate.
Talk about some of the work that you had done before, and I know you had some time working for the Department of Education under a previous presidential administration. So talk about some of the work that you did there and some of the impact that was achieved.
Sure. Well, I wasn't a participant in the Clinton administration for the full 8 years that the president served. I started out as a senior advisor to the Secretary of Education. I served 3.5 years as special assistant to President Clinton for education policy, worked in the White House, and then I was assistant secretary of elementary and secondary education. And throughout those 8 years, my job basically was to help shape the administration's education policies and oversee their implementation for K-12 education. So we had programs that raised standards for students. We lowered class size. We mobilized an army of volunteer tutors to help young students learn how to read, a variety of other programs.
So what sorts of trends do you notice now in education, not only in the time that you've been out in the field and working, but certainly since you left the administration? Have you seen where the effects have been far-reaching?
Well, you know, the frustrating thing is that the most significant trend in education is that performance has been flat for the longest time, probably since my colleagues and I left Harper here. The high school graduation rate has been flat for about 30 years. Student achievement has improved somewhat in mathematics nationally, but reading has been flat. So for all of us who have been working in education, we've seen lots of things happen and lots of reforms put in place, including ones that I've been involved in. But I think the real headline is that the country overall has not boosted performance for its students nearly to the level that it needs to be.
So how do you feel that your time here as a student helped to prepare you for your career?
You know, I just heard Ivan Charner answer that question, and in some sense, the answers would be the same. First of all, the friends I made here, the students I spend a lot of time hanging out with, doing lots of non-academic things, those friendships were wonderful. I learned a lot from everybody here, and learned a lot about how to behave with peers and get along with people and do things together. So that was very, very important for me. Secondly, there were a number of faculty, both in the political science department and the sociology department, who had a huge impact on me. They taught me how to think critically, they taught me how to reason, they taught me research skills, and they taught me how to really think like a social scientist, and that has been useful throughout my career. And it got me involved in education, got me interested in education. Because one of those professors, Dick Rayberg, who again I know Ivan talked about, was also a mentor of mine and really helped launch my career. So those two things really made a big difference for me.
You used the word impact in the previous answer, and I know the time at Champlain Hall was impactful. Talk about what that meant to you.
Well, the other thing that happened at Champlain Hall, again picking up on Ivan's, is I also met my wife there. We both lived in Champlain our freshman year. We were friends for a long time. Our interest turned romantic towards the end of our time at Harper, and that has been a wonderful relationship for my whole life. So that was the first thing that happened at Champlain Hall. But again, in fact, the other people that you've been interviewing, we were all in Champlain together. I learned a lot from every one of them in different ways, and we were great friends together.
Great. Michael Cohen from the class of 72. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.